Hello everyone, so today we're talking about the Praktica BC1, a manual focus SLR that was made in the German Democratic Republic between 1984 and 1985. Now I actually picked this up a little while ago for £20, and I originally bought this camera because someone on Instagram asked me what I thought of it, and I told them I have no idea because I've never shot with it. But I did what I do when anybody asks me a question, I googled it, which is when I saw this camera and I fell in love with the aesthetic. I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. So I bought the cheapest one I could find, which arguably isn't the smartest idea, and well, of course it had its issues, but hey, the first roll came and went without fault, but then it jammed. And I got it working a couple of times, but despite my expert knowledge in repairing cameras, I figured maybe the old dog has had its day. So I've been putting off making this video for a while because I originally planned to buy a replacement one and review that, but unfortunately I couldn't really find one, and I actually ended up ordering a different Praktica that is slightly different but not enough to justify its own video. But forgetting all that and working with what we have, here's a rundown of the Praktica BC1, the one that got away. The shutter speed ranges from 1/1000th of a second down to 1 second, it has a bulb mode, an automatic mode, your standard flash sync speed, it takes an L44 battery, it's got a basic self timer, the ISO ranges from 12 to 3200, it has exposure compensation, which is nice, and my favourite thing about this camera is this. I don't know what it's called, but there's this tiny little hole thingy here that lets you see the aperture your lens is currently set to, and I have never seen this on a film camera before. I don't know if I've been living under a rock or what, but I love this. It is amazing. It's such a great little feature. So yeah, that's kind of it for the tech specs of this bad boy, but what is it like to shoot with, I hear you ask? Well, amazing. It's beautifully built, it's gorgeously designed, and it's so easy to shoot with. Now, I've never actually been a fan of these aperture priority cameras before. I was always scared that I'd accidentally pick too high of an aperture and then the camera would pick too slow of a shutter speed. But the light meter in here makes it obvious what the shutter speed's going to be, and this thing really gives the Canon AE1 a run for its money. I was actually hoping to make this my main SLR before it tragically passed away, so hopefully the other one that I bought is just as good. Now, there's one thing that I don't like about this camera, but it's not technically the camera, it's the lens. I shot with the Praktica 50mm 1 f1.8, which weirdly recesses into itself, but that's not what I don't like. What I don't like is like the focal throw on the lens, you know, to change from infinity to the lens's closest focus, which is just under 1/2 meter, you pretty much have to turn the lens almost 360 degrees around. It's something which I've never actually thought about on lenses before, how like most common cameras actually the focus only goes halfway around the diameter, and with it being all the way around on this lens, it's just so odd and it really throws you off. It takes so long to get between infinity to the minimum, and it's just a pain. But yeah, that's actually it for this camera. I'm really happy with the results that I got when it worked, and when it did, it performed beautifully, and that's kind of all there is to say. All that's left now is to lay it to rest, and yeah, thanks for watching.